questions. Okay, now it's live on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? What's up? Dr. Dion Napier doing a Q&A. Some questions that came up during my Traction 4-day event last week. So I want to share these questions with you and then invite you to join my Mixed Belt Accelerator program. The doors are now open. We'll talk about that at the end of this chat. Okay. So one question that came up, and I didn't even do my intro. So if you guys are new here or don't follow my page, I'm Dr. Dion Napier. I am an 11-year university trained classical singer turned commercial style voice coach. And I help professional level opera singers and bel canto voice teachers learn how to sing and teach commercial music without sounding operatic. Okay, that's who I am. That's what I do. So welcome if you're new. So here's one question that came up during the event. Can pharyngeal resonance apply to lower head voice? So if you follow me any amount of time, you know I talk a lot about pharyngeal resonance. That is basically twang. That's that whiny crybaby quality, wham, that kind of sound. So somebody said, can that be applied to lower head voice? She said, I can easily bring down head voice, which is what we do in classical singing. Y'all know that. And add pharyngeal so it sounds brighter, but my voice doesn't sound or feel speechy. And then she talked about it feels kind of swallowed at the passaggio, right? So her question is, can you add pharyngeal resonance in the lower head voice region, which I consider that upper middle voice? And the answer is emphatically yes. You have to add pharyngeal resonance in that middle voice, including your head voice in all of your registers. You have to add that so that it doesn't sound classical. When you bring head voice down, wee, right? That sounds distinctly classical. You have to bring some of that whiny quality down as well. Okay, let me just do an example. Typically, so something like bam, 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 bam. You would do that in opera, right? In contemporary, bam, 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 bam. You hear how I brought down that whiny quality? Bam, 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 bam. That's what makes it sound speechy. So yes, absolutely, you have to incorporate that as you're descending. You have, what I like to say, you have to bring mix down. Don't bring head voice down. Bring mix down so you can keep that contemporary quality. And as far as feeling like you're kind of getting stuck in the bridges or feel like, what did she say? Like a swallowed feeling. Sometimes when we do like those wide, broad vowels, like a, those are the vowels that I initially give classical singers to unlock pharyngeal resonance, because that's the first step. The first step we got to do is become aware of our pharyngeal resonator, or we got to become aware of twang, because we don't emphasize twang in classical singing, especially female. Okay, so that's the first step. And we use vowels like a, these broad open mouth vowels to do that. But sometimes, especially when you're first learning, when you hit the bridges or the passaggi, that can make you, the larynx raises too much and it can feel kind of tight and squeezed. So if that happens, what you want to do is use a warmer pharyngeal vowel, okay? And that's going to be something like a wah, like Charlie Brown's teacher, wah, 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 wah. Or you can use a French nasal, like ah. Classical singers, y'all know about this French music, right? So you can use oh, something like that, okay? Just to help you get a little more fullness, to keep some of that chest resonance in the blend, but it's not so wide and so broad that you feel like your larynx is coming up and choking you out, especially in the bridges, okay? So that's the answer to that. Somebody said hi, hello, hello. All right, so I'm going to keep going. There was another question. Vocal fry, this was questions that came up. So vocal fry fears. I've talked about vocal fry a lot, and I'm going to keep talking about it. Classical singers, do not be afraid of vocal fry. Vocal fry typically and traditionally can get a bad rap, especially in academia. And honestly, it comes from ignorance. It comes from lack of knowledge around what vocal fry really is. I think with opera singers, it sounds so dramatically different from what we're used to hearing, just singing these smooth, legato, clean tones, that because of the sound aesthetic, we assume that it's harming the voice. But that's why you gotta research, you gotta dig into the science and see what's going on. Vocal fry is just the inner edges of your vocal cords slowly coming together. That's all it is. Okay, like I tell you, it's morning voice. It's the voice that you have when you wake up in the morning that's kind of groggy, kind of gravelly. That's all vocal fry is. Okay, so why do we use vocal fry in CCM training? What's its purpose? The purpose of vocal fry is to assist with firm cord closure. So if you have breathiness, a lot of you all teach young singers, you teach high school students, they got this strong, beefy chest voice because they listening to all these belters on YouTube and wherever they listen, but then their head voice is non-existent. It's shot, it's breathy, it is not functional. So what you're going to do is take vocal fry as a gentle, easy approach to help them access their upper range without them squeezing and compressing too hard and straining. Okay, so vocal fry is a vocal function exercise to help with firm cord closure. It is also a therapeutic strategy to rehabilitate injured vocal cords. Voice therapists use vocal fry to rehab voices. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Just get knowledgeable. Don't be afraid of vocal fry just because of what your teacher told you. Research it, get some present knowledge, and then go forth and do what you want to do with fry. And then vocal fry is also used as a style element as well. Vocal fry is all through pop music. Okay, so don't be scared of that. Somebody said I missed the explanation of how to teach vocal fry. Could you please go over that again? Yeah, you're not teaching vocal fry, Misty. You're just helping the student associate their everyday sounds with vocal fry. So vocal fry is morning voice. When you wake up in the morning and you don't want to go to work, you may kind of grumble. I don't want to go to work, right? A lot of kids sometimes they speak in this register like they too cool for school. You know, the little high school boys like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, you know, they just kind of stay there. Now that's not recommended because that's not your honest speech level. Vocal fry is a register that lives beneath chest voice, but that's not your natural speaking register. So you don't just want to hang out there because you think you're too cool for school. But we do utilize vocal fry to help with firm vocal cord closure. Vocal fry is also used to rehab injured vocal cords, and we use it as a style element in pop music. Okay, so that's what I said. So you're not necessarily teaching it, you're just helping your student associate that everyday sound, and you're using it as a vocal function to get to the vocal goals you need. Okay, so that's vocal fry. The third question, another question that I got was about, I just said wisdom with switching off style. So there was a singer that says she sings with a rock band, I think, but she's also classically trained and she had a classical recital that was coming up. And so she was asking about switching off. And so here's the switching off in a short time frame. So the wisdom that I gave her was, when it's something like that and it's a short time frame, you pretty much just got to do the best you can. You know, if you can't adjust the performance days to give you more time, you have to do the best that you can. But ideally, when you got a downtime, you want to start getting those you want to cross train, essentially, is what I'm saying. You want to cross train so you can build your muscles to be flexible, to be strong, to be fast, just like a high level athlete. So therefore, you don't have to wait so much time in between singing opera and then singing rock. You know, your voice is used to switching off. Your voice is used to doing different coordinations more frequently. Okay, but when you're in a situation like that and it's a quick turnaround and you have not even established like commercial style coordinations or commercial foundational technique, you just basically got to do the best you can. Okay, so that's the wisdom with that. In the beginning, it will take some time for you to switch off, but the more you train, you'll be able to move a little faster. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so if any of y'all are wondering about that, and I get this question every now and again. I also say some singers that they might have trained classically in university, but they never let go of their original sound, like musical theater or pop music, whatever. A lot of times those singers can switch off a little faster. That's what I've seen in my experience. And I think it's just because, like I said, they don't let go of their origin sound. They train classically in university, but it's like, okay, I'm coming to learn a different style, but they never let go of their root voice, But many of us who trained extensively in university for lots of years and got 2 and 3 degrees, our whole voice setup, like, it's different. We have to retrain our muscles. We have to go through a different process, and it can take more time, not just because of the voice, but also because of mindset blocks that keep us from just being open and taking risks. It's a lot of fears. It's a lot of hesitations because of what our bel canto technique and our bel canto technicians told us about commercial style singing. That is not fully true. Okay. All right. So another one is so this was a question within the event, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. So exercises to build chest voice versus exercises to build belt, right? Oh shoot, I got 15 minutes. I got somebody covered. Okay, so there is a difference. So you got to understand the difference. Just because you're singing in chest voice does not automatically mean you're belting. Okay, belting, you got to have a strong chest voice in order to belt. But just because you're singing in chest voice don't mean that you belting. Belting is a tiny specific range, okay? That's considered true scientific belting. So here was the question. I had a girl that I was trying to help, or I was giving exercises about how to rebuild your chest voice, because classical sopranos especially, a lot of times our chest voice is just really weak. We haven't been using those muscles. So an exercise that I'll do is like a no, 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 oh no, 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 oh no. I'll use that exercise. What you have to know about that is an exercise that I use to re-strengthen chest voice coordinations, not to build a belt. Okay, you got to catch that. This is why it's important to have a coach with you as you're transitioning from classical to commercial. There is a sequence to this. There is wisdom behind the exercises that you use in certain parts of the voice. And if you just winging it on here on social media, trying to piece the pieces together, listening to 50,000 coaches, you're not going to get the results you need. Okay. So the reason I don't use no, no, no as a belt building exercise is because that is a back vowel. Oh, it's hard to belt on an O, especially when you're first learning how to belt, which many of you classical singers and opera singers and bel canto voice teachers, y'all starting from the beginning to learn how to get these belt coordinations. Okay, so when you're building a belt, you want to use open vowels like things like that. Okay, so when I'm doing this little exercise on no, I'm not taking singers higher than maybe A4. That's it. Which technically that's still in the belt region, but I'm not extending them high. And you would have to just listen to your singer and observe and see if they start straining and reaching and you see they're struggling. Don't take them that high. All you're trying to do is rebuild the chest voice coordinations. Okay. You're not building a belt on a back valve starting out. Okay. You're just resetting their chest voice coordinations. Okay. So that's a little nugget for you to know. Just because you're singing in chest voice does not mean you are belting. And then the last question, or the last little takeaway, is that when you are transitioning your voice from classical to contemporary, you have to intentionally break agreement with your classical voice teacher's advice that was misinformed and often incorrect. I'm going to say it again, okay? We love our classical voice teachers. We honor them. A lot of them fabulous technicians. They hooked our voices up, and we thank God for them. But the truth is, a lot of them were ill-informed as it pertains to vocal function in a commercial context. They told us straight up wrong information. It's just wrong information being passed down. And you still got your teacher's voice in the back of your head talking, and it's blocking you from accelerating and moving forward and really getting your voice in an expanded function like you want it to. I hope this makes sense. Okay. So y'all give me some hearts and some love if this makes sense. But just know that, okay, as you transitioning, You're going to be confronted with some of these thoughts and some of these beliefs about singing, about belting, about vocal fry, about vocal effects, about different things. And you're going to have to be willing to just admit and come to terms with, I loved my teacher, but she was wrong right here. You know what I mean? And you're going to have to get the current, updated, science-backed knowledge so that you have the freedom in your mind to move forward. Because if you got mental blocks and you trying to get commercial function and foundation, you're going to struggle. It's going to take a long time. So this is why I created my Mixed Belt Accelerator program, and I created it exclusively for opera singers and bel canto voice teachers. I have not seen any other place online. Now, there may be somebody else, but I have not seen any other program that was dedicated specifically to this niche of people who can sing, honey. Okay, opera singers, y'all are dedicated. You've built your voice. You know how to do that classical thing. But crossing over to sing commercial style and to get back to what I call your origin voice, it's a struggle. And you need a guide. Why do you need a guide? Because I told you, you got old residue from an old system and an old outdated model that's still coming up and trying to choke you out and hinder you from moving forward. You're going to need a fresh voice. And I am that fresh voice. So if you are a professional level opera singer or bel canto voice teacher, and you know that you need this expanded skill set, why? Because singers today that's coming to you, voice teachers, they don't want to sing opera, baby. They do not want to sing. They don't want to sing classical music. They want a belt. They want to sing commercial music. And you need the updated skills to be able to keep them in your studio and to be able to help them get the goals that they want to achieve. You need to be able to teach classical as well as commercial. Okay. So if that's you, if that sounds like something you need and something that you are ready for, I want you to DM me the word belt. Okay. The doors are open for this program. I want you to DM me the word belt and we can chat. Okay. I can drop details about it later. I'm not going to talk y'all's heads off about that. But I am here for university trained classical singers and opera singers to see that there is more to you than just what you can do in the classical world. There's much more influence and there's much more impact that God has put inside of you to release in this industry. And I am here to help you bridge the gap and connect to that so that you can operate in a fuller measure of who you are and what you were born for. Okay. So I love everybody. Any questions real quick? I got like 9 minutes. It really 8 minutes. Y'all got any questions, any feedback? I just wanted to come share some of the top questions that came up during the 4-day live event last week. As you're transitioning, I don't see any questions. I just see hello. Hey, Miss Janice. I just see some hellos. Okay. All right. Well, if you have questions that come up later, just drop them in the chat, or you can DM me how to stop hoarseness. Okay, that's not an issue that my target audience deals with. Okay, my target audience knows how to deal with hoarseness. My target audience knows what to do. So in a nutshell, you have to make sure you have to check your effort levels. Okay, you're probably over singing. You're probably not getting enough vocal rest. You're probably not hydrating enough. Okay, so those are basic singer questions. I'm not called to beginner singers. I love y'all, but I am not called to serve beginner singers and intermediates. My target audience are advanced level, working professional opera singers and bel canto voice teachers who are trying to learn how to use their voice a different way. Okay, that's my audience. So if y'all got questions, if that's y'all and you got questions, drop them in the comment chat. I will check when I get back, but I got to roll. So y'all have a good day. I love everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.